Hands up to the massive brothers and sisters, I'm your boy Mystelics. Welcome to this year Mystelics reaction, guys. Let us get the vibrations for today right here. And of course, actually, last time I actually had this post up indicating something very important. And I think I want to break it down to you guys today. Of course, it reads, if you repeat a lie often enough, people will believe it, and you will also even come to believe it yourself, brothers and sisters. And I think this is something very vital in this day and age when it comes down to being humans, which are creatures of repetition. Human beings are creatures of repetition. And of course, as it constantly is repeated over and over and over again, we will eventually start to believe it right there. And that is the very sad part when it comes down to the realization of this thing right there, because then we start to move away from truth into falsehoods, and they believe in the falsehoods that even our leaders that we elect to do things for ourselves tend to want to push on us right there. I'm sure you guys saw a video of the news, and it's not just Dominica, brothers and sisters, it's all over the world. It seems like the elites know how humans tend to respond, and then they meet up to discuss how can we keep these people down for some reason or the other, because I tend to see that thing over and over in different places right there. This is why I tend to bring out this kind of information to you guys. Some of you guys think it's a joke I'm making or something of that sort, but it's not a joke, brothers and sisters. It seems like the leaders at the top are literally looking at ways to see how they can control the masses, and that is not a good thing at all when it comes down to the situation. This is why I side with a number of persons when it comes down to that situation right there. Some people who are not of the popularity view, so to speak, or they are completely against, or the media is completely against them. I think when the media is against you, that's who you're supposed to side for. And thank God for channels like mine, and of course Joe Rogan and a number of the other folks who are actually pushing things out there to maintain the natural status quo in that regard right there, to push away from that narrative, and of course getting people to open their eyes to see what's going on. Of course, there's a breaking down of this very same sentiment. Yes, the tendency to believe a lie that is repeated often is called the illusion truth effect. It gives you something, it's kind of like mixing truth with lie. It kind of reminds me of what took place in the Garden of Eden, brothers and sisters, when the zombie himself came to Eve and said, you will not surely die. Even after Yeshua said, you will surely die. They said, no. The zombie said, no, you will not surely die, brothers and sisters. The illusion of truth effect. It is not true, but it gives the illusion of truth, brothers and sisters, especially when we have our own biases against a number of things right there. This is why we should not be focused on having biases. We should be focused on the truth, because I always ask this question. I think I stated that in the last video, brothers and sisters, on the basis of this. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. But what about the truth? What is the truth in the subject matter right there? Your opinions, once your opinions lie with the truth, great. If my opinions lie with the truth, great. Sometimes they even want to confuse the people more and say, your truth and my truth. No, brothers and sisters, what about the truth? I think that is very factual right there. This psychological phenomenon occurs when people are repeatedly exposed to false information. I remember Barack Obama stated that sentiment right there. It's like you're bombarding the people with so much conspiracies that they will not know what to believe. And as a result of not knowing what to believe, the truth will somehow seem diluted. They will then focus on their own biases, what they think, without any logical explanation as to why they think what they think. It's very interesting how the world is turning right now, brothers and sisters. But of course, there's still some hope. The hope that labor rights have in scary. There is still that out there, brothers and sisters, and I'm very much thankful for that. Not for the labor rights that have the opinion, but for the hope that labor rights have. We still have it in this world right there. This psychological phenomenon occurs when people are repeatedly exposed to false information, and they begin to believe that the false information that they swallow is true. This is why I always tell people it's not about what people say, it's not what I say, not what whoever say, brothers and sisters. It is actually what you can back up. You saying things that you cannot back up. I always say things that I can back up, brothers and sisters. When it comes down to arguments, this is why people like arguing with me, because I know what I'm saying. But often when you ask them, why do you say this thing? Sometimes they don't even know why they believe this stuff. You ask labor rights in Dominica, why they support Skerrit? Most of them don't even know why. Oh, I was born in labor house. That is not a reason why you should support Skerrit. I mean, look at what the man do in the country. That should tell you something. But no, some people just don't seem to learn at all. And I think this is vital right there to understand. Let me repeat it again. If you repeat a lie often enough, people will believe or begin to believe it. And you too might even fall for the very trap, and you will even come to believe it yourself. You start questioning, I wonder, I hear this over there, I hear that over there, but it must be true. It must be true. How do you relate the truth, brothers and sisters? You must find concrete evidence to back it up. If I'm in front of a brown wall, brothers and sisters, or a maroon wall, what are you guys saying? Am I even in front of a wall? Can you back it up? You see it to your side, but you don't know if that is green screen that is behind me right here, brothers and sisters. So you need to back it up. Oh, I see Mystelics in front of brown wall or a brown board or something of that sort. I don't know. Back it up, brothers and sisters. How can you back it up? Ask Mystelics. He's the only one that you know is there who is actually in front of this device that you're seeing behind me right there. So I have to point this out, brothers and sisters. Hopefully you guys understand the sentiment right there. But we're moving along in that regard right there. Of course, I saw this thing on, I think it's Friday, I saw it. And I had to put this out, but of course, another video to precedence. Of course, Dominica Breaking News is bringing to us businesses who have collaborated, or businesses have collaborated together and put a petition together to send to DOWASCO. They stated that they are fed up with the high water bills, and as they should be. Because Domlek and DOWASCO seem like they are the only businesses to make money, and they colluding with the government. And the government, I don't know about that, no, I don't know. The lies that people tell, brothers and sisters, if you constantly head over and over, you believe it. But that doesn't make it true. It is still a lie. When the government keeps coming and say, oh, I don't know, it's a private company, but not you that buy. How you buying private company over? Oh? How you buying it over? You have stake in it. You are the largest shareholder in Dominica and DOWASCO, I believe it is, or Domlec. You know, you get the point right there. But they are the ones who are in charge of these sentiments right there, brothers and sisters. And they want to pass it off. Oh, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know about it. Ask them, not me. Don't ask me. Wicked set of zombies, brothers and sisters. More zombies in this day and age. Not just in the Garden of Eden. All right, I have to point this out right there. Anyways, so businesses have come together to write a petition saying to DOWASCO, actually, they stated that they are fed up with this high water bill. It's not just about consumption, but paying extra fees on things you don't even use. This is kind of crazy right there. Who are they doing this for? Are they doing it on behalf of the people? When the government has screwed up, and I told you guys this already, when the government has screwed up, it then puts the burden on the people. And this is why all these fees are rising. Yes, this is why all the fees were rising. This is why the gas prices were so high, while all the other countries around the world were lower. Were lower to their standard, brothers and sisters. Our standard was 11, 12, I think it was 10 something. It was 10 something, 11 something around that region. It went up to 16, 17 dollars. While all the other countries were lower according to their standard. They were back to normal while we were on they put the fees on the people, and they tried different ways and means to put it on the people for the things that the government has done to the people. But can you blame the government? No. Because it is the people that are allowing this to happen to themselves. So businesses right now are coming up and saying, hey, we fed up on this, man. We fed up on that. And it seems like they have a number of things right there. They stated the government doesn't realize we already have all our commitments cut up with us already. Yes, the government realized. We don't think the government knows this. The government, the other day, Skerrit, in fact, was saying that his salary, he has to pay a lot of taxes. Remember when you're saying that? He knows he has to pay a lot of taxes, plus the businesses. Jesus, wait, but I tell you why, only one day we will, hopefully not too late, brothers and sisters. I saw this letter right there. You guys can read it yourself, but I'm just going to read a snippet of it right there. We urge DOWASCO to consider. Will they consider, brothers and sisters? Do you think DOWASCO will consider? We urge them to consider our request seriously and to engage with small business owners like us to find solution that balances the company's operational needs with the financial realities of the small business communities. They pretty much, that's the whole sentiment right there. We respectfully request that DOWASCO reviews and revises the water access charge for small businesses. I don't think it's just for small business. It should be for everybody. Why should it gain favor for some and not the other? It should be for everybody. I don't think it's fair to have this extra fee on anybody, because this is not a consumption basis. I would understand if they're talking about a fixed rate. You have a fixed rate for everybody. That's great. You have a fixed rate for businesses. You have a fixed rate for small businesses. Great. You know? But you do not want to say, oh, let's take out the fee from small businesses only and leave the big. No, that is not fair. It is just not fair at all. Brothers and sisters, when it comes down to that sentiment right there, of course, I saw this other letter, and you guys can go through it yourself. Their general manager This is sewage here, DOWASCO. We the undersigned small business owners in Dominica right to express our deepest concerns and disappointment regarding the recent implement of water access charge by DOWASCO. As a collective of small businesses, we believe the structure of this new charge is disproportionate and unfair, particularly in light of the modest water consumption of many of our operations. Now we're talking about just for small businesses. Small businesses are catering for themselves. This is why I talk about the disunity, brothers and sisters. Small businesses come to say, hey, we want this. And they say, okay, well, the citizens will come and do their own thing. And then the larger businesses will come and do their own thing. That is not how it should work. This is why nothing gets done. Bruh. This is why nothing gets done, brothers and sisters, because everybody is doing their own thing. I understand that they probably tried to get, I don't know if they did it, but they probably tried to get other businesses to come to it, but that probably didn't materialize, and as a result, they decided to do their own thing. But if you're talking about the whole thing, I think you should bring everybody on board on this. Not just take out the small, the fee, the extra fee on small businesses. It should be for everybody. Furthermore, this individual, this set of people are saying, furthermore, it is troubling that businesses are being asked to pay for water access again, despite having already already borne the cost of water connection when we initially registered for service. We feel that the decision to impose additional, I read it, when you start reading stuff, a set of things does flow in my mind. And I keep saying, I'll say it again, brothers and sisters. This has nothing to do with the fuel charge and the extra charge that they're giving. This has everything to do with the government and government expenditure, and as a result of government expenditure, putting more burden on the people. This is why when you look at it, brothers and sisters, in this day and age, it doesn't look like the government is working for the people. The government is, tell me something, brothers and sisters. Is the government working for the people in Dominica? Is there? Are they? When the government can decide, hey, well, Skerrit, the Prime Minister of Dominica can decide, I want to take $64,000 to rent a house, a mansion in Mount Daniel. On the backs of the people, on the public's purse. The hospital are proper thing. We have, bruh, okay, it's Monday. Let me calm down. Hospitals are proper equipments. The roads are in dilapidated conditions. You think I'm joking? We'll talk about it in a moment, brothers and sisters. All sorts of things that Dominicans, that is required, that Dominica requires for the Dominican citizens is not being done. What will help and propel the Dominican people is not being done. This is why you have to look at objective reality and nothing that is based on bias. I saw somebody say that my objective reality is bias. How can objective reality be bias? Somebody does come with some crazy stuff. Your interpretation of objective reality might be a little biased, but you're still saying I'm sitting in front or standing in front a wall. There's something behind me, a brown thing. You don't know exactly what it is. Your interpretation of it might be wrong, but you can say, yes, I am in front of a brown thing, and yes, I am truly in front of a brown thing, or what appears to be brown. Everybody who looks at these videos will say, I'm standing in front of something that looks brown or maroon, whatever they want to call the color. It's around that vicinity right there. I don't know, brothers and sisters, sometimes things just seem so easy. I was having this conversation with one of my people's them. And sometimes people want to say, oh, you wise and this kind. No. Immediately we are falling so far from this normal viewership. You're looking with your eyes. The God gave us 5 senses. He gave us 5 senses. And sometimes we don't want to look at it. We might be smelling smoke, but say, no, that's not smoke, man. That's perfume. You know? You tasting poison. It's not that poison. That's Kentucky Fried. That's poison. But you tasting iceberg, brothers and sisters. When do we start to put our nonsensisms aside and look at what is actually taking place and see, but wait, that is not helping us? And I mentioned in the previous video about time. I remember the individual say, oh, you don't feel like you waste 20 years or 20 years just go down the drain? Yes! Time doesn't wait for no one at all. irregardless or regardless, whichever you want to call it, brothers and sisters, regardless of what you think, I don't know, sometimes it makes me wonder. It does make me wonder about, humans sometimes. Like, you seen it, okay. Yo, okay, let me continue, brothers and sisters. Let me continue right here. Anyways, this individual is talking about the same small businesses, and this individual is saying why these businesses are making a fool of themselves. This individual is saying, you see, divide. Why these people are making a fool of themselves? All you have to do is close down and don't pay the water bill. The people will follow and stop pay. I think that is a good idea as well. But I don't think you saying they're making a fool of themselves. That I don't think that is very smart to say. But yes, if the people unify and decide, no, we're not paying that at all. They say, no, everybody decided not paying it. Brothers and sisters, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Maybe I don't know what will happen. What do you think will happen right there? So this individual is saying, yes, close down. Everybody don't pay it. Close down all the businesses. Shut down the place. I think that's what is required to actually make the government move. Because even the words of Lennox, when Lennox said we closed down the country, and he had to admit that there were monies outside there. And now the people finally know that there's monies outside there, because they were saying that there's no more monies outside there. Remember? No, I remember very clearly. Only hard work will save Dominica. Dictators don't respect the constitution, much less for a letter. I agree that person. I agree. Know your worth. This individual say, well, apparently Dominicans don't seem to know their worth because they're just making things, beat them up. This is just the beginning. And if they play deaf, the next thing is to shut down the country and force them out. Well, I think we should have shut down the country 15 years ago after you give him a chance. Yes, he came in 2004. He had a year to try something. Okay, let's give him a run. You give him a run for another 5 years, he sucked. Literally sucked, brothers and sisters. Sucked the country dead, to the state that it is in today. The country not even on life support. The grace of God, the country on there. Grace sweet. Boy, mad. Boy, I tell you. That's why I keep telling people to leave Dominica. It's sad to say, leave Dominica for you to elevate yourself. Or you'll just constantly be in a cycle like a rat in a cage, on a wheel, running, thinking you're going somewhere. You're not going nowhere at all. It's very interesting when I see people making certain, especially for the resolutions. People are making certain resolutions and so forth and so forth. I've been seeing people saying the same thing over and over. Every year they say the same thing over and over. Thinking because it's a new year, something new is going to happen. And they don't realize that they are repeating the same cycle 5, 6, 7 times. Wasting 5, 6, 7 years of their life. Brothers and sisters in Dominica, Dominicans have wasted 20 years. 20 years of their lives, and people still wouldn't be able to get it. That is the crazy part right there. Now, talking about the crazy part, brothers and sisters, I saw this thing which made me think. This is in the botanical garden, brothers and sisters, and there's a complaint going out on the basis that a new road running through the botanical gardens. Apparently there seems to be zero sensitivity of love for this green space that continues to deteriorate right here. I don't think there should be a pathway in that regard, but it seems like so much vehicles have passed that it created a pathway of sorts in the botanical gardens, brothers and sisters. I think they created pathways for vehicles to pass car. But apparently they don't seem to care about that right here. I don't think this is good, especially when it comes down to the preserving botanical gardens right there. Even though I hear they want to put water park in. Let's continue, brothers and sisters. So apparently, as in the nature of the Caribbean, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a feeder route, brothers and sisters, for farmers. Dominica's sole priority should be agriculture today. If I was Prime Minister, the sole priority would be agriculture. I'd be putting up at least $100 million into agriculture to elevate agriculture. I'd be put not 15 million and using about $2 million. No, I've been doing that, brothers and sisters. I've been using about $100 million every budget period into agriculture, because I know Dominica is filled with a lot of potential. Dominica's elevation relies in the very thing that this man cannot get through. Feed the roads. And a little rainfall, and they have some rock in the road, and you know, he doesn't have weight yet. So you know, if you have weight, trouble for him, brothers and sisters. I also saw this in Warner. There's a man trying to fix the road in Warner.
Dominica so tired. One man patching one road, see bush line the road. One man and his workers. One man and his workers.
No, I don't know if the government paid this guy for him to do this stuff. But that is not his job. Why are you paying? You see, that's why I was asked the question, brothers and sisters. Why are we paying license? You pay license for you to go in a vehicle. You pay license to drive that vehicle. What else you do? Yeah, I think that is you pay these two things at least, brothers and sisters. Every year you pay. And you think these monies would go into fixing the roads and stuff. No, individuals have to come together and fix the road. They're not getting paid. I know the reason why I say this is because I know one of my uncles used to do this. See pothole and come with cement and thing to block the hole. He's taking his own money to go and block hole. And we're paying monies for people to just not do nothing. And it doesn't seem like Dominicans understand this. Brothers and sisters, you guys are the only ones feeling that, you know. Not them, the government doesn't feel it, you know. The government don't feeling it. You see how they increase their salaries, how much time? And to the point where they increase their salaries, how much time they have you paying on water bill that you cannot even use water. And you have to pay water bill. They increase their salaries, one. They bringing in, what do you call that? Advisors to the Prime Minister who doing what they doing, we don't know. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. I see they take out one man to make him become the advisor to the Prime Minister. They take him out. I think it's Baldwin, whatever, Badwill, whatever is his name. They take him out for him to become advisor, Prime Minister.
Big up to Monty. Monty, respect all the time. Tell him.
No, when I saw this video, I saw him in rain clothes. So I say maybe they pay him or something, or he decided to come and do it on his own. But that's a foolish man for doing that. Not on the basis that he's doing community. Hey, great for him. But if you are paying license and all these kind of things there, and you still have to go and fix the road, you're a fool. I'm sorry to call you fool, so I applaud you for what you're doing, you know, don't get me wrong. But if you are paying for something to be done and it's not being done, and you still have to come back again and do it, something is wrong with that equation. Best you don't pay. Best you don't pay at all.
The Prime Minister, send more people to help you. Clean the road. That is it. See that? Even a young lady there, healthy. See bush that in the road. See bush. Got the shime one.
You don't have any people up here now? Up there now? Or do they even care?
See you got the shime one. Got the shime one, Gassa. Gassa got the shime one. Mo sell no mwe, mi se ka passe ka patch two la we. Moun passe we. Ba ça.
Well, brothers and sisters, objective reality shows you the truth. Whether you reject it or not is your business. The only person that pays the consequence is you. Nobody else, brothers and sisters, but you. There's also another very interesting one. Dr. Thompson Fountain actually brought it up to our attention right there. When is the government of Dominica going to rebuild the health center in Grand Fork? We have waited too long. Well, Thompson, I hate to bring it to you, but never. I know it's far-fetched for me to say never, but not so much. They don't even have proper equipment in the main hospital, much less for them to worry about a health center in the bush. And don't get me wrong, you know, brothers and sisters, I say the bush because the East Coast is more, you know, around that time, and then you have the West Coast, North and West Coast, you know, around have a little more, well, the South as well, Granby and these areas. But around these areas, more of these village areas, brothers and sisters. You think they can worry? They can't even worry about it in the main city. The tongue, the tongue. Pick that was the city. And the Quivate, brothers and sisters. And Yeah, so when will that happen? When? Well, they're getting enough money from the people. So maybe it can happen soon, man. We'll keep the hope alive. You have to keep the hope alive, man. Yeah, keep the hope alive and hope for the best. Guys, I suddenly vexed today because I myself never knew I was going to go deep like that in the videos. But it made me vex, man. Especially from the very first thing that I uttered, brothers and sisters. If you repeat a lie often enough, people will believe it. And not just believing it, people living the lie in Dominica. Not just Dominica, but many places around the world as well, but we focus on Dominica today. Dominicans believing the lie that is spewed to them, even though they seem completely contrary to what they are being told. Who for the yellow and blue building in Rosewood? Guys, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you understand what I'm saying. If you disagree, let me know why in the comment box below. I want to hear what you guys have to say in that regard right there. Of course, if you've not done so, subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest uploads when I upload them right there. And of course, with that said right there, brothers and sisters, be real. Salute the king always. What are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts, man. Sometimes I feel like it's me alone that's saying things, man. That's crazy, bro. Or sometimes other people see it too, they just quiet. Oh, I want to get the money, so do. Hey, boy. All right, Papa, get the money and see where to go. Be real, brothers and sisters. Salute the king always. Be positive.